You're given a time machine fully equipped with bedroom, bathroom, cloaking device, matter replicator, and the entirety of Wikipedia. Where/when do you go first? I would go to the 4th of September 2006 and save Steve Irwin. He was my hero. Go and get my dog as a puppy again. I miss her. While you have a fully equipped bedroom and cloaking machine, go back and bang all the chicks of power, like Helen of Troy, Cleopatra, among many others. Would take it to a level of science this world has never seen before. Ensure all my offspring are rulers of the world, and achieve total victory, thus bringing everything into a Star Trek-esque world, Shatner style. If it keeps oxygen levels the same, then I would go back in time to the dinosaurs and take some gnarly pictures/souvenirs. Only if it has Avengers Endgame time travel rules. If oxygen levels change in the time machine, I'd instead go back to the time when the Tasmanian tiger existed and take a bunch of them with me back to now so they can repopulate Tasmania. Go to see how wrong everyone is about Jesus. It's been a 2,000-year-long game of telephone. Then to convert Hitler to Scientology. Find out what really happened to Epstein. To the future to check out the future Wikipedia, but the site has been shut down because none of you donated. Till May 3rd 2007 and see what happened to Madeleine McCann. I would also see who killed Hitler in WW2. Hitler becomes an artist. If he doesn't, then I kill him. To a junkyard about 2005ish to buy that damn car part for my 90s Toyota that I can't find anywhere anymore. And invest in Microsoft, Google, Apple, Bitcoin, then convert it all to gold. Go back in time further and meet Nikola Tesla as he got off the boat in America in 1884. And I would fund every one of his projects for the rest of his life. Then I would find Hitler's mother before she married and move her to another country. He is never conceived and thus never born. No one dies. And pay her to go to college or something to occupy her time. Oh, and watch my parents grow up. I have always wanted to see how they were when they were young. Want to see all the different species of hominid that lived and see how they all migrated from one area to another. And to catch some hot sapien Neanderthal action. About this before. We'd start a team to rescue babies that were left in hot cars. Of all the horrible news stories every day, those are the most tragic and preventable. I would love to be able to blip in, smash some windows, and save the kiddos. Back to the origin of country music and curb stomp the living crap out of the fricking guitar. Frick country music. Future to get a deluxe time machine v2.1, the one where they perfected things and worked out all the bugs. Travel to 1790 and prevent Mozart from falling ill and prevent his early death. Then I would just stay there and enjoy all of his following concerts and new works. Glorious. Up when youthful immortality treatments became cheaply OTC and grab that shit. Then, well, the universe is my oyster and I'm basically a god. I feel like the obvious answer would be to go in future and grab the lottery numbers, but I instead would go to the past and star in some sort of famous TV show. Preferably a black and white detective film that I know will make tons of money through Wikipedia. I also can make the close of the time with the replicator, then profit off of that. I've always thought old detective films were awesome. Go to the end of 2023 to play Cyberpunk 2077 and all the DLC. This doesn't sound too morbid, but I think it would be fascinating to see the Titanic go down. It would be hard to watch what happened to the people, but just watching the boat itself sink and comparing it to Hollywood I think would be really interesting. Opening day of the 2015/16 Premier League season and place the maximum bet on Leicester City at 5,000/1 the greatest sporting upset in modern history. First things first, I'd go to my local bookstore and pick up a copy of Gray's Sports Almanac 1950 to 2000. Then I'd go back to the 50s and bet my way to an empire. I'd use that money to build a hotel and casino and spend all my time there. To the future and play the new video games. Go back to 2016 and fix some paperwork that I made a mistake on. I accidentally put I did not file taxes in 2016, which is biting me hardcore in the butt RN. All because of a yes/no question. It's literally costing me thousands when it should have been $0. Back in time to different artists and creators who died depressed, and just before their death show them the future where they are appreciated. Basically the Wave Rider from DC's Legend of Tomorrow. Anyways, I would go to 2040 somewhere up north, I don't know where, maybe Colorado, but I like the cold, and any new tech invented in the next 2 decades would be awesome to use. I won't need to have home as I have the time machine with all of the essentials, save money on bills and shit, and any money I need can be obtained by working at Wendy's, if they still exist. Wendy's is my favorite fast food place, and while a normal person loving on their own would work there, I'm not normal. I love in a time machine, so I don't have to pay all those bills and stuff. So any money I need can be made working part-time at 2040 Wendy's. Back to the ancient pyramids of Egypt in a new Cybertruck and blow their fing minds. Forward a few dozen years and see if Half-Life 3 is out. If not, then I go and play Half-Life Alyx in 2020. Then I will do the same thing for New Saints Row. Basically I will just jump around in years and see if my favorite games got themselves a sequel. Get the Queen to abort Prince Andrew, so there's at least one less massive nonce in the world. Copyright a lot of things, so when big companies want to use their name they would need to pay. Save Mufasa. Turn on cloaking and visit people I don't like at the worst possible time for them. Then I would use the bathroom and empty the sewage system. The cloaking system is still on, so they just see my poop appear. This might sound easier said than done, and truthfully it might not even work, depending on the size of the time machine and what kind of toilet waste removal system is actually on it. So another option would be to save poops, then open the door and throw the poops. This way you could be in and out in seconds and be back to watching the live stream by the time I steps in it. My best friend and go to the end of time to shoot the shit while the best deep dish pizza is baking in the replicator. I would go back to 8th September 1966 and try to be one of the cast members of Star Trek. Back to September 11th and buy a ticket for the first plane. Stop the terrorists. When the plane lands is go back a couple of hours and get on the second plane and stop it. Then I'd go to Malaysia and save Malaysia flight 330. The year 3000, where everything is chrome plated. Probably go back in time to cheat on exams. To 1989 to save Saab. Go rob Walmart of all their Nintendo Switches and replace them with the Matter replicator. Keep one, donate the rest to a toy drive. It's all in the spirit of Christmas. 2019 Champions League final, where I replicate the ref to one who says that it wasn't a penalty. Gonna go check if Cleopatra was hot as F or ugly as F, because I'm positive it's one of those two. No middle ground. Century or two in the future, and either just get a bionic leg or have the future doctors fix my knee and other various issues, assuming they are able to at that point. If I can actually change my own timeline, then I would prevent the knee injury in the first place by telling myself to never do jump squats. And I would possibly prevent all the other issues by telling myself to never take Cipro. Go to 1241, Europe, and ruin the Mongol horde that attacked it. I would arm the Poles and Hungarians who took the brunt of their attack with modernized weaponry, artillery, guns, maybe even airplanes. Welcome in Europe, sons of Khans. Say hello to our Gatling guns. Would go to Russia and kill Putin before his president career. Back and kill Hillary Clinton's mother, thereby stopping the spawn of Satan from being squeezed out of her V and wreaking havoc upon the world. I truly believe Hillary is ground zero for the divisiveness we see in the world today, and she should have remained in hell. I'm the man for that job. Back to have a conversation with my young self at a time of a certain turning point for him. Maybe he'd have a better shot at being happier. And then totally drunkenly fuck off to lead the best worst life imaginable. Wire choke Hitler, protect Epstein in jail so he can talk, kill the Cybertruck designer. All that fun. Kidding, I like the Cybertruck. First destination would be 2014. I want my old PC back, even though it was absolute shit. Then, I would like my old laptop back. It was a really good PC, and I made my first video editing machine. All my videos was made in Movie Maker. Man, those were the days. Would go back to 1998 and take custody of myself. I know myself better than anyone else should be a good enough argument to win me the case. Then, I'll spend the rest of my lifetime traveling with my young self. I will show him dinosaurs and ancient civilizations, as well as the future of humanity and the planet. It's gonna be the best childhood ever. Travel a decade or two into the future and watch all future seasons of Stranger Things, The Flash, Family Guy and The Simpsons, and then travel back to the present and write down theories or predictions for those future seasons. Also, I'd travel back to the early morning of September 27th, 1986 outside of Ljungby, Sweden to prevent Metallica's bus from rolling off the road, killing Cliff Burton in the process. There are many things that I want to do with that machine, so the list is long. 1963 to buy the first Amazing Spider-Man comic book. I'd buy several, bring them back to now in perfect condition and sell several, but keep 2 for myself. Make millions on it. I'd probably buy more than the first one, but that's the money maker. A dinosaur egg and give it to Spielberg a day before Jurassic Park comes out. Victorian ages. I'd show them the toilet so that they don't cheat into an actual box under their bed. Back 3 years and slap the shit out of myself for wanting a white cat. He's beautiful and I love him, but the white hair on everything. I vacuum the floor and furnace several times a week and brush him. There's no stopping it. This is just my life until he dies. Was thinking about this yesterday. First thing I do is go back and make sure Firefly doesn't get cancelled after 1 season. There's a lot of bad things that happened, but those things kinda lead to here. I'm not sure I wanna play with the timeline all that much, but more Firefly probably wouldn't hurt anyone. Going to the moment we decided to go with Edison over Tesla, we'd have a functional Iron Man by now. Build own zoo of animal now are dead. Go back to 2008 and try to find a way to stop Heath Ledger from overdosing on his meds. I would save John Lennon from Chapman and then tell John to have a Beatles reunion. I'd go back to every time I couldn't think of a quick enough comeback. Go into the room where Bill Gates registered his credit card, then somehow copy it and see him using the pin, memorize it and use it because he won't notice. A machine would be useless if it also doesn't give you the ability to travel literally anywhere across the surface. I'd probably just be stuck in a swamp somewhere and die of malaria. I'd go back to 2014 and sit my ass down on Malaysia Airlines flight 370 to see what happened. And the earth is being swallowed by the sun just to feel the burning. Would help Robert Wadlow with his infected leg in the 1940s. I just want to see how tall the dude would get. Go back to the day I met my best friend and watch our friendship unfold. A bunch of people from the past for a history class presentation. Would go to the Jurassic period to see if the dinosaurs had hair. Back to Rome and give Julius Caesar a gun. Wanna find out who stole my $30 underwear. Rewrite the script for Phantom Menace.